Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the True Narrative Commentary. I'm your host, Million Dollar Man Mark. Today's episode is going to be covering the Chris Hansen arc. This occurred shortly after the car crash in April of 2020. Per the Goon's suggestion, Saunders paid Chris Hansen on Cameo to make a video directed at George. George, however, had no idea that Cameo was a thing and thought Chris Hansen was going to do an investigation into him. Our first call today picks up shortly after Saunders sent the video to George. And also, you will notice later in Saunders' calls that Saunders tries to dissuade George from going after Chris Hansen because it would expose that Saunders ordered the video. How in Saunders' drug-addled brain he thought that Gigi would be able to get anywhere with a lawsuit, let alone filed one, is beyond me. Before we begin the call, I want to say that the Chris Hansen video is now lost to time. It was on Yared Wars but removed and never backed up. From memory and the clips you will hear in the calls, I was able to piece it back together as best I can. It went something like, and this is going to have to be in a Chris Hansen voice. George Alexander Yared. Why does that name sound so familiar? Maybe because your screen name is Gorgeous George Show Rules, okay? Why don't you just throw a 69 in there, Georgie? Chris Hansen here from the Catch a Predator, Hansen vs. Predators, and to take a seat with Chris Hansen. George, I'm going to need you to take a seat right over there. I've been hearing a lot about a girl named Jamie, a minivan. George, you'd better stop because you don't want to meet me in a dark kitchen somewhere having to call Marty McFly and Will Markland to throw your bail. Marty McFly? Seems like another thinly veiled alias as well. Shape up, and I'll be seeing you more on TV and the YouTube. Alright, now we'll move on to GG Crash 10.
Look, man, I'm not in the mood for this shit. I really am not. I've got
George,
fucking
listen.
work. I'm late.
Do you want to hear this or not?
I'm sure it's some craptastic fucking farce, just like they did with the journalist at Channel 6.
No, George.
Emailing me pretending to be Mark Holmberg.
This is
I just
really,
the craptastic shit they did with that.
this is really Chris Hansen. Listen.
Well, then he's going to really be sued then if that's the case.
George Alexander Yared.
That's not him.
Sounds so familiar. Maybe because your screen name is Gorgeous George Show Rules, okay? Why don't you just throw a 69 in there, Georgie? Chris Hansen here.
That's not fucking crap. Get that off the goddamn screen. I'm not stupid, man.
Okay, when you see his face on Yared Wars, then you don't have to listen to it. But his face is there too.
Well, if his face is there, he's going to subject himself to a lawsuit that he doesn't know, a person he doesn't even fucking know. What about Dan Harmon, Will Markland's buddy there, who's a pedo?
George,
what about him?
Listen.
Dan Harmon that Will Markland knows, who's a fucking pedophile.
For those of you who don't know, Dan Harmon is a screenwriter and film producer. He's had a lot of famous shows like Community, The Sarah Silverman Show, and Rick and Morty. Will Markland is friends with Dan, and so am I. Kristen, however, in her pedophile McCarthyism, claimed that Dan Harmon was a pedophile, despite having no proof. George, ironically, just listening to Kristen's crackpot theories, defames Harmon by calling him a pedophile. Quote, "It's not defamation when I do it," unquote, George Yared.
George, listen.
What about his other people that he knows?
Listen.
George, I'm going to need you to have a seat right over there. I've been going through the transcripts. I see something about a girl named Jamie. You in the minivan?
You know what, man? I'm not listening to that shit.
George.
I'm not listening to that garbage, that shit, man. You're pissing me off right now.
It's really Chris Hansen.
I don't give a fuck if it's Jesus Christ or Santa Claus.
Why are you upset with me?
I don't want to hear that shit. You know it's going to piss me off.
I didn't do it. I'm not Chris Hansen.
All right. Well, you know, okay, fine. You didn't do it. I don't want. I don't.
I'm not Chris Hansen. I'm not in Hollywood. George, he says Will Markland's name in the video.
Okay. Well, Will Markland seems like he's stupid, and he's going to get another lawsuit. And whether I use your help or not use your help, Will Markland is crying to be sued again.
Why are you going to sue him?
And Will Markland will be sued because he's fucking pissing me off. Is what he's doing.
That's a new thing you can sue for. Judge Gibney is going to ask Gigi what the state of defense is, and George is going to say, "Well, Your Honor, Will Markland pissed me off, so I'm suing him for being butthurt." Vexatious litigant.
That motherfucker's on there pissing me off, sending letters to the the Dirt Woman creator, calling me a homophobe and all this other bullshit. Try to ruin my reputation and try to fucking get his hands involved. I saw his email. I saw the post that he made to Jerry. Told him I was a homophobe and I shouldn't have been omit that scene of me, the 4 scenes of me on that video. Well, guess what? He's not going to do it because he knows better.
George is referring to an incident that happened a few months prior to this regarding the Dirt Woman documentary. Dirt Woman is a tad deep on the GG iceberg, so we'll take a quick dive real quick. But basically, Dirt Woman was a fat dude named Donnie Corker who cross-dressed and LARPed as a woman. He was famous around Richmond and made constant appearances on various public access shows, George's show included, not to be confused with the current Gorgeous Short show hosted by Boston and Meth. However, Dirt Woman died in 2017, and a guy named Jerry Williams made a documentary in 2018 called Spider Mites of Jesus, the Dirt Woman documentary. The doc featured lots of Richmond public figures, including George, for several clips where Gigi was interviewed. It's on YouTube and you can watch it for free, I think. I tried to watch it when making this episode, but it wouldn't load for some reason. The documentary overall is kind of boring. Then again, I don't have any attachment to Richmond or knew who Dirt Woman was prior to Gigi. But it is funny seeing Gigi on there for about 5 seconds total between all of his clips. George looked like he was wearing makeup, especially lipstick on that. We found out about this documentary, and Will Markland and several other goons contacted Jerry, showing him the clips of Gigi shit-talking Dirt Woman on his own show and various anti-gay rants that Gigi went on throughout the years. Gigi found out about this and talked to Jerry, and since Jerry is a weak bitch fool, he caved to Gigi. The picture Kevin posted from the Dirt Woman documentary premiere was funny. Gigi was there looking disheveled as ever. Kristen was next to him with the penis chest tat on full display, and Kevin was wearing some goofy-ass suit with a couple other random people in the photo.
Fuck him.
George, listen to this.
Fuck him. I'm not listening to shit.
It's really Chris fucking Hansen.
I don't give a Jesus Christ or Santa Claus.
He talks about Jamie. He talks about the minivan. He says your full name. He says George Alexander Yared.
Okay, well, Will Markland will be, it's going to be a fucking lawsuit. I don't want to listen to it.
Listen to this.
Will Markland is going to be sued here pretty soon. I don't want to listen to this shit. Because I know Will Markland created it. Will Markland fucking made it up.
It's really Chris Hansen. He's
well, I bet you if I make a phone call to his agent, he'll deny it.
I don't think he will. It's a video with him sitting in his chair.
Like how Gigi tried to call my agent, but couldn't get her number, found her email, and harassed her so bad that she had to take her contact info off her site. Yeah, George is real successful when talking to agents. And that includes FBI agents.
Well, then I'm sure they enhanced the words and changed the words.
Listen to it before you tell me what it says.
I don't want to listen to it. Because I know it's a bunch of horse shit.
This is really Chris Hansen.
Why would this man attack someone he doesn't even fucking know?
Listen.
If this man he's got this, he's an entertainer. Why would he attack somebody that he has no idea about? Because of Will Markland? Well, Will Markland's gonna get sued. Will Markland is gonna get sued pretty goddamn soon.
Listen.
I don't want to listen.
Just listen. I've sent you the.
I don't want to listen because it's making me angry right now.
Just calm down and listen.
I don't want to listen to it.
George Alexander Yared. What does that mean?
Do not want to listen to this shit.
Maybe because your screen name is Gorgeous George Show Rules. Okay. Why don't you just throw a 69 in there, Georgie? Chris Hansen here of Hansen versus Predators to catch a predator and have a seat with Chris Hansen. George, I'm going to need you to have a seat right over there. I've been going through the transcripts. I see something about a girl named Jamie.
Shut the... I'm hanging up the phone.
Why are you...
Okay, on to GG Crash 11.
Told a few things that that they're going to look at, they're going to double check and make sure, but they know that basically that he has zero credibility because they fired him.
What do you mean they fired him? George, you fired because he committed.
Fired. He's not on there anymore.
The show's not on there anymore. He's working private now.
He's been fired. He was fired from the TV show. So, whatever.
George, this is Chris Hansen talking about Jamie, talking about the van, saying he's coming for you.
Oh, and I'm shaking in my fucking boots. Bring it. I'm going to worry about some old fucking wrinkledy-ass old fucking man that's going to... I say bring...
It's so ironic that Gigi calls someone a wrinkly old-ass man when Gigi is 54 and looks like he's 65. Chris Hansen is 64 right now and looks way better than George. Gigi did the same thing with Henry. Henry is 10 years Gigi's senior and could whoop his ass from Richmond to Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Bring it. Because, I'll spit in his goddamn face and smile. I'll spit in his motherfucking face. I'm not playing... Look, this is what you're doing. You know full well what you're doing because you're in conversation with them and you just want to. And as far as I know, I'm a goddamn fool for talking to you because you're probably recording this conversation. You're probably recording the 10 conversations that we had recently to build up the 2020 season of that shit, giving him revenue off of me. Come on, come clean. Come clean.
George, I am your friend.
You have a short memory. You have a short memory of things. You can say you're sorry and sorry and sorry till the cows come home. But the facts are what they are.
George,
you are still in conversation with these people. You're still talking to them, and you are giving them material by these conversations.
George, I sit on Discord reading all of what they say, doing shit you can't do because you're too bothered to do it over your court case. You can't be bothered, George.
I am not in the right. I am got so many things coming at me, and I have to deal with a possible not having a fucking vehicle, which means I'll be fucking walking. So I'm not too happy. I am on the phone with attorneys. I've been on the phone with fucking, the insurance company, body shops. Okay, so I have got a lot on my head right now because the sure reality is in 3 weeks I'm going to be fucked.
George, I'm just trying to collect the evidence like we talked about, and you're talking me out.
All right, but excuse me if I revert back to memory to what happened. Yes, I'm sorry. Well, hell, sorry is good, but it does not stop the fact that the damage has been done, and you have done the damage, and you reverted to in communication with them. That does not change. So I have to ask myself one question. Why am I talking to you? Why am I allowing this to happen again?
George,
I hear what you're saying, but I've got to be out of my fucking mind.
Well, George, you recorded a conversation with 2 hours of Kristen calling me a predator.
I was part of that conversation. I was part of that conversation, but I did not record it. Kristen recorded it.
George is talking about a call he had with Kristen, him, and Saunders, where Saunders jokingly said to Kristen that he was a pedophile. Kristen ran with it as gospel truth because he neither her nor George know what sarcasm is because they're both room temp IQ dullards. I believe the call is in the drive somewhere. If you want to find it and can stand listening to Kristen for more than 1 second, go for it.
Now, Will Markland is teamed up with Chris Hansen. Can you imagine it? How many other celebrities are going to start trolling? Chris Hansen is a real celebrity.
This is a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of shit to pretty much slur my name and put more fucking bullshit about my name on Google. Okay? So I will contend with it. I am well aware of what they're trying to do. They're trying to get me to come out.
So you're not going to. So yet again, you're not going to do anything. You're going to let.
No, I didn't. No, did I say that? I'm going to contend with it, but I'm going to do it in my own way. I'm not. Believe me, I am not. See, this is what the son of a bitch is doing. The son of a bitch knows that I am, in my situation, and he's doing what he's doing. He thinks that he can go on and keep the shit up.
He said the video.
He's going to be in for a rude awakening. He's going to be in for a rude awakening.
In the video, he says that Marty McFly and Will Marklin sent him after you.
Well,
he says that he's going to be seeing you on YouTube.
That's a bunch of stupidness. They're going to call that a parody bullshit. So when they go to court, they'll probably say, "Oh, that's parody." No, that's not fucking parody. You're mentioning somebody's name. You're mentioning names of people you don't know. So that's what's probably going to happen when he gets his horse. When the collar gets on his face, when he gets into court, oh, well, that's just parody. That's just parody. No, that's not parody. That's attacking somebody and using false claims about somebody and about what they, and using names of people that are not around anymore. That's bullshit.
So let's get this straight. Gigi's lawsuit was going to be suing everybody because Chris Hansen used someone's legal name. George's name was used to attack him despite the video being parody. That Gigi is in a homeless situation and Will kept trolling him. And that Chris mentioned Jamie's name. And since she isn't around anymore, that's criminal. A real slam dunk there.
Okay? Now, believe me.
Well, George, you can hand scribble a court document begging the judge for a restraining order, or you can let me help you. But right now, this is some serious shit. This is defamation. This is
beyond that. It's criminal.
Defamation.
It's fucking criminal. What it is.
Chris Hansen made a video about you.
I see it. I don't know who he is. I mean, I know of him, but I've never sat down to watch any of that.
Yeah, George didn't need to watch To Catch a Predator because he lived with someone who would have been on To Catch a Predator in Magic Matt.
He catches predators, sexual predators. That's why he said Jamie.
Listen, this is just a bunch of fucking smoke and mirrors. This is just a vaudeville act. It's a vaudeville act to get me to react. And I'm not going for it. Yes, my name is all over there. And for that,
George,
sure, that son of a bitch is going to get attacked. That son of a bitch is going to be sued again. And that is Will Marklin. Will Marklin is going to get it. Will Marklin is going to be sued, and if I see him, I'm going to have the luxury of pounding him. I will pound his skull in. I will pound his fucking skull in. He's obviously stupid. He's obviously fucking stupid, and he's asking for it. He wants it. He ain't asking for it. He fucking wants it. Well, he's going to get it. He's going to fucking get it. And he's going to get it in ways he's not going to like.
George, does it not concern you that more and more people are getting connected with this? They've got Chris fucking Hansen. Everyone knows his name, even Bruce Willis.
He's washed up, has been, that was fired. Fuck him. Has been. Washed up, fired from NBC.
Well, I will admit Chris Hansen is pretty washed up and got fired from NBC. He has caught some legendary degenerates since the TCAP days, like Jeff Sogel, John DePee, Vincent Ambrosio, and even his brand new stuff on Takedown like Gory Hole Jerry and Golf Cart Matt, which I will say Gory Hole George would have been a good name back in the day. So it's not all bad. However, the balls Gigi has to call someone else this when Gigi is a washed up never has been who was fired from countless jobs who knows how many times. Unbelievable.
Put that on his resume. Put that on the resume.
I don't know. Everybody seems to like him.
All right. What are you trying to do right now?
I'm trying to get you to see the seriousness of this, and all you're concerned about is being trolled. There's money here now. Chris Hansen's got some money. Do you see that nice house and suit? That was Chris Hansen's home.
Look, I'll tell you what. I've got to check out here and do something and whatnot.
George, I'm trying to get you to focus and actually start dealing with this legal matter rather than ignoring it and letting them just continue to just troll you and troll you. Who's going to make a video next, George? Will Marklin's in Hollywood with these people.
No, but Will Marklin is, well, one thing I can assure you, Will Marklin is going to get sued again. That, rest assured. Will Marklin is going to get sued. He's going to get sued once again. That you can tell him that via text. You can tell him that through smokescreen via text, or tell him through the whatever. He's getting sued. He is going to get sued. He's getting sued again. He will get sued again. And I'm bringing that fucking foreigner in there also.
Look, on the YouTube, on the Facebook, Carl Jenkins said, "Good job. We know some people in Hollywood who can help out." Will Marklin said, "It is true about Hollywood. It's not what you know, but who you know." I mean, George, he's defaming you, and you're just going to let it go down.
Listen to me. But how do I know? See, you even said this before to me that you like the drama, and you did one side, you did one paper, and then you did the other person's paper, and then it was a challenge for you to go ahead and do another paper going against it to see if you could beat yourself. That's how fucking sick. That's how mentally. Oh, well, I did your papers, then I did their papers, and it was a thrill for me to see if I could beat myself. Then I'll do your papers and to see if I can challenge myself, if I can beat myself. That's mental illness right there. So
George mentions multiple times in the Saunders calls that Saunders was doing our papers and competing against himself while working on George's. I don't know if Saunders told George this or if Gigi just thinks that's how it went down, but Saunders never did any legal work for the Goons during that lawsuit. Marty did all of Will's. Will didn't want Saunders' dumbass coming anywhere near his paperwork, and we told him to fuck off when Saunders offered to help us.
how do I not know? Okay, granted, you sound forthright right now, but how do I know somewhere down the line that you decide to flip again, and then you go ahead and, oh, well, we got this, well, let me go ahead and do this. I mean, I do not have a way to know. I mean, right now you might be legitimate. How do I know somewhere down the road you don't fucking go ahead and do this again and fucking flip again?
George, I'm not the one who can't do anything because my name is all over the internet being called every name under the sun. You're on the street, you lost your...
I don't have a criminal record. I don't have records. The only thing I have are a couple assault and battery charges and a few traffic violations. But I have not had even a traffic violation being guilty of in the past 16 years. So my record is clean. I could get any... my record, as far as, his criminal record, I don't have a criminal record. I have
but you do have
assault and battery charges back in the 90s and a couple moving violations. A few moving violations. That's it.
Yeah, George doesn't have a criminal record. If you overlook his criminal convictions for assault and battery, George admitted that Lyft would not hire him because he had a criminal record because of those assault and battery charges. He's also a great driver. If you ignore his lies about not getting traffic tickets when Gigi had at least 12 traffic violations in 6 years when we looked it up, you'd also have to ignore that he got into an accident 2 weeks prior to this where he was found at fault and totaled his home. Other than those small technicalities, he's an outstanding citizen who is a totally competent driver.
I don't have charges on my record, so that right there speaks volumes.
But you do have 300 pages on Google all about you being a sex offender, rapist, and bankrupt.
That is a bunch of falsehood, and that that fuzzy foreigner is going to get sued. I don't think he isn't. I am not in the mind. That fuzzy foreigner is going to get sued, and he's going to be brought to the States, whether he's been here or not. And I'm going to need I'm going to have to get an address from him, get an address, a physical address. Marklin's going to get his also too, but I'm not putting his with his. Marklin will get another one at his address.
He can't do that, Joe.
This son of a bitch will get one at his address.
But you can't do that.
Why can I not do that? That makes sense. That makes the most sense.
Because you can't do what it's called judicial estoppel. You can't file two cases at the same time. George, you need to do something about this, and I've given you every opportunity.
I am going after all three of them.
George,
All three of them I'm going after. Yes, I can. I did it before. I had Markland, Brennan, and you two. So what are you talking about?
they were all
I
the same.
sued YouTube too. I sued Brennan and Markland and YouTube.
Didn't you hear Chris Hansen say he was going to be seeing you on YouTube? Chris Hansen's coming. Will Martin has got him convinced he can start a new show over you and Jamie.
Okay.
You
Well,
don't want this, do you?
that's not going to.
That's what he said.
He will be sued.
When?
He will be sued, pretty much.
When?
What I'm saying, he will be.
When?
Listen to me. That's all it's about. See, that's all it's about. Is to get a reaction out of me, to get me to react, to get me to go off the deep end, make me do something, make me go off the deep end. That's fine. That's okay, because something's going to go down. Something's going to happen. Something's going to go down. All three of them. All three of them.
George, you got to understand. My goal is to help you.
Where was that goal 3 years ago?
George, I may have made some mistakes, but Chris Hansen didn't say I raped Jamie on television like he did you, and you need to do something about it.
Let me tell you something. You're trying as well as
yeah,
they are.
Because I'm telling you the truth. Every time I tell you the truth.
I don't fight that. There is something that's not right with that. I don't know who this man is. I've never watched his show. Okay? But something is not right with that situation. Now, even beyond that, let's say that if it's true, he's opening himself up to something. Why would anybody in their right fucking mind open themselves up to a potential lawsuit? Can you explain that to me?
Because he doesn't care. He's got a story. He's allowed to have a story.
His story is filled with horseshit and fucking phantom fucking lies, phantom stories. Horseshit on top of manure and lies, filled with more lies, filled with more prefabricated stories. Okay? So I'm not going to be suckered into this shit. I'm not going to get myself suckered into this bullshit again.
How are you getting suckered in when
because you want a reaction, and now you're getting a reaction.
I want a reaction.
You want a reaction, and that's what they get. They want a reaction from me.
George,
that's what they want.
And they got one. They got one. They've already got 59 views laughing at your ass. They got a reaction from the general public, mocking the shit out of you. He said your full name, George Alexander Yerrick. There's no question he's talking about you.
Well, I don't go by Alexander. I go by George Yerrick. It's my father's name. I'll use it for birth.
Yeah, you hear that, guys? Because Gigi doesn't go by his middle name and Chris Hansen said Alexander, it's not talking about him. George wants everyone to forget that the world's biggest homophobe was blessed with the lifelong irony that his initials are G-A-Y. So he takes up after the name of his butthole-touching janitor father.
The birth is Alexander, but I don't necessarily go by Alexander.
Well, George, if he said Michael Jonathan Saunders, he would be talking about me. I don't go by Jonathan.
Okay, well, let's believe that there will be something done about that. If I can prove it, if I can prove that's him.
It's clearly him. He says it's him. He lists on the shows.
I will fucking sue him, and he will be brought to Virginia.
I know, George, because he's going. You know, he's going to come to Virginia just like before.
Well, you think that's funny, don't you?
Because George, I'm just trying. You want to make me the bad guy here, but I'm not.
Your track record is not good. You know that, don't you?
Well,
Your previous record is not good. So you tell me that it's all good, and you're on the board, and you're ready to fire. You're ready to make it happen. And I hear it, but I remember the second time when you had Kristen and I on the phone, the second time around, and you
I don't know anything about Kristen. I don't give a shit about her. Why do you keep bringing her up to me? She's not my bestie. She's your bestie.
I remember, though, that when we were all on the phone and you said, hey, man, you know, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I fucked up. I want to make it good with you and all that in so many words. So the second time around, I said, fine. And then you did it again. You did the same thing over again.
Maybe third time's a charm. I don't know.
I must have stupid on my forehead.
No.
Even to let you do this, I must be the most stupidest person on the face of the earth. I must have stupid on my forehead.
It's funny listening to George say he isn't stupid when he fucks up stupider and most stupid putting them together. I will admit I had to look that rule up for those two words because after listening to the amount of dumb shit Gigi says for long enough, it can often make me question if what he's saying is right, even though I know it's not.
You have predator on your forehead, according to Chris Hansen. Now you go do something about it or continue to bicker.
This is all what they want. They want another lawsuit. And they've went to all ends of the earth to get it. This is what they want, and they've gone to all ends of the earth by putting in somebody to get it. They want a lawsuit. It's what they want. Well, they got it.
George, when someone
they got it.
Someone looks up,
they got it.
Then let's do it.
They got it.
I mean, goddamn, man, they got Chris Hansen calling you a predator on national television.
No, it's not national television. It's just a video.
George, it's going to be way up there.
Okay, it's a video. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Be real. Have you talked to Marty?
Listen to this shit.
I don't want to listen to it. I heard it one time. Only one time only. Have you talked to Marty in the past few weeks?
No.
Have you talked to Markland in the past few weeks?
I've never had a telephone call with Will Markland except with you in the room.
When was the last time you talked to them?
Well, I don't know.
Take a guess. When was the last time you spoke to either of them?
Well, it was last winter. After the case of all cases.
No, man. You were talking to them when you went to the library and all that bullshit. When you recorded and took pictures.
No, George, I was not.
When you went to the library, you took pictures of me asking me if I might have a diabetic seizure or a diabetic shock. You remember that shit?
No, George, they took that from my Facebook and uploaded it. We could be Facebook friends if you weren't such a dick.
I'm not. No, you gave them those videos, so you were in contact with them this past winter. Back in November. This past winter, you were in contact with them in November. So,
George, you're making me out to be the enemy when I'm not.
What I'm trying to say to you is, in November, you were in dialogue with them.
No, George, I was not in dialogue with them.
You were talking to them in November.
Video.
Okay, well, they got your video. They got your video. Explain that.
Same way they got all of yours. They downloaded off my Facebook.
Why did you even put that shit up on Facebook?
So my friend wouldn't get in trouble at the library over your foolishness.
What are you talking about?
George, I've known him for a long time.
That's beside the point. He was working on duty.
That's right. I didn't want him to get in trouble over your foolishness.
So why would you post any of that? He's not going to get in trouble. So why would you post that? He was hardly even in the video.
Yeah, but he's the one who made me leave, and it was public, so I had to say something. George, I have a business.
You left, but nobody saw that.
I didn't leave. I went upstairs and sat down.
No, you left. because you weren't there. Because I had walked out of the building and I came back in. After you had left downstairs, I walked out to make sure that that you had left, and then I came back in the building.
But I didn't leave.
What's that?
I didn't leave. I stayed there and listened on my radio.
Listen to what?
The police interaction with you.
What are you talking about?
How you told the police I was a sodomite and the worst thing you could ever imagine? I was the worst thing you could imagine when you needed me the other day. I came running.
Listen very carefully. Your intentions were to record the show, and I was not going to let you do that. You were going to try to record the show for them, and I was not going to let you do that.
Gigi thinks that Henry went to the library during the filming of one of his shows and recorded what they were doing and put the episode on YouTube, when all Henry did was DVR it from his house. I don't know why Gigi thinks what he does, but it's probably because, as discussed before, he's dumb as fuck. After Henry uploaded the first episode, Gigi stopped broadcasting his episodes from the library live and kept them as recordings so he could do what he wanted with them. Yeah, the goons don't control him at all.
We had to go as far as kicking it off the damn screen.
And that was my fault.
Well, that other fucker recorded the show. You got it off the damn screen. But I was determined they weren't going to get another show off the damn screen. And they did not get another show off that screen.
So basically you're doing the show for nothing. You're just keeping it in the closet, hanging out with the ukulele man and them. Why are you letting these people control your every existence?
They're not controlling anything.
Everything.
No, those videos haven't been posted because I lost the set. So I'm extremely pissed off. Those videos in question were lost.
When someone types in your name into Google, the first thing that comes up, Chris Hansen exposes Richmond, Virginia bankrupt celebrity George Garrett.
Okay. Well, that's going to be removed. You know how I'm going to do it? Well, no, I'm not going to tell you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it in such a way that they're not going to even realize. I'll give you a hint. Well, no, I'm not.
George, it's already got 69 views, and it's been up for less than 30 minutes.
They're trolls. Anybody looking at that are trolls.
George, the last video got 3,000. Everybody's a troll?
Gigi is always pulling that Darth Vader absolutism, you're either with me or you're against me type of bullshit. If you watch a troll video, you're a troll, regardless if you comment, post, like, or have anything to say to him ever. That's his logic.
Listen carefully. That shit's coming down. All of it's coming down. Because I'm going to subpoena. We've already subpoenaed YouTube.
I'm sure they've responded.
Well, they're going to respond because I'll get them right back. I'll get them right back in the damn courtroom as well. Hold on.
You got to
I'm being sent this shit right now. The guy in Germany, my friend in Germany, is sending me this shit right now. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to be. Yeah, he's going to be sued.
Why? What happened?
He's going to be sued. Look, I got to turn the truck in, so I got to go. I'll talk to you later.
Bye, George.
So contrary to what Gigi said multiple times in the last call about him not coming out and giving us what we want, he made a tirade video calling out Chris Hansen later that day. He was spouting a bunch of things about Hansen George mixed up after reading a Wikipedia page about him. I know that's really hard to believe because Gigi is such a man of his word, and when he says something, he does it, but that video is on his channel. And here we go into GG Crash 12, which takes place after the tirade is out and several goons have made rebuttals to it like Sean and Marty.
GG!
I'm sleeping!
How are you sleeping at 9 o'clock?
I've been working. I'm sleeping.
What time you got to check out?
Look, what do you want?
I want to talk to gorgeous George Garrett.
He's not home.
When do we go file a lawsuit?
right now, I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to do. My axle's bent to shit, and my axle's bent to shit. I've got to buy another car, and I don't have the money to do it.
So George, you have to get the money.
I don't have the money to buy another car right in this very moment. What's that?
You have to get the money.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm not in a great mood right now.
Why are you angry?
Why do you think?
I mean, you just wake up mad?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, that's what you do. You just wake up angry.
If there's anything Gigi has said in his life that I believe with 100% certainty, it's that he wakes up angry. The man is perpetually mad and an asshole. You hear it on his everyday calls he's done, when he interacts with people while on the phone with his DoorDash orders. He's rude to them and acts like he's better than his superior who he's delivering food to. How has Gigi not gone into cardiac arrest from stress and constantly being mad is beyond me. But your day is coming, Gigi. Bank on that one.
Who's this Henry Mitchell character?
I just wiped my ass and got shit all over my thumb.
Okay, well, why don't you lick it?
Who is Henry Mitchell, George?
You tell me who this fucker is. He's a person, he's using a fictitious alien is what he's doing. Who is this Henry Mitchell, this fucking ZZ Top wannabe?
The only person that I know well and personally is William Markland.
Well, that's right. You've rubbed dogs together. I know.
He actually sent me some stuff not too long ago. Well, it's been a while now. He mailed me a throne.
And what about Well, you met that fuzzy foreigner too, didn't you?
Well, yeah, but I don't know him personally.
You met the fuzzy foreigner. Well, no, you don't know him personally.
Will and I have a personal relationship. We had a personal relationship.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you rub your dogs together. He came down. He was whistling Dixie, and you whistled back.
I mean, George, we were friends.
Okay.
Trying to do something. I'm your friend now.
You were anal buddies.
But I'm your friend now, so why not take advantage of that?
Well, what about the anal penetration that you all had?
Amidst George talking about very specific gay sex acts between two people he doesn't like for the millionth time, Gigi is using the phrase whistling Dixie and Will, quote, whistled back. I had no idea what that meant, so I looked it up. Whistling Dixie is to engage in unrealistic, hopeless fantasies, according to Google. So, in context to what Saunders is using this for to propose gay sex to Will, and Gigi is saying it doesn't make any sense. However, it does make sense, and Gigi is whistling Dixie about his enemies having sex with each other, which is totally alpha and heterosexual.
Will's older than you are, George.
I'm well aware of that.
Some old man trolling another old man. When you gonna come by here, George?
So are they still talking about the masterpiece that I performed yesterday?
Let me log in and pull it up. But I'm sure they are.
So they're chewing on it, huh? They're gnawing on it.
The Chris Hansen video got over 500 views.
Okay.
Let me see, how many views have you gotten? You've gotten 333 views.
Okay.
And their video, Sean Brennan responded.
I knew his ass would come out.
The Chris Hansen video's got 489 views, so you're tailing pretty close.
What did Gobbler say?
For me, this is take two because I tripped when I came back here.
He's got he's in a really nice place.
So yeah, as you can see, my place is messy as fuck, and that's because I'm moving the hell out of here.
Who gives a fuck what he's doing? So he pops out when I come out, huh? He pops out when I come out with a video. What a fucking mentally ill person. What a mentally ill person.
Maybe some other stuff. Anyway, you know what I should do? How about awkward when I
turn the camera back around. Anyway, as you can see, I made a lot of notes about Georgia's recent wolfiness, as usual. It's amazing how Georgia's stupidity knows no bounds. I mean, yeah, the first thing I wrote here is George claims we're self-loathing and has too much time on her hands when he has.
That's correct. That's correct.
Videos, and then he says we have no brains when he says all these stupid. Well, you're going to see a lot of the things that he claims is false. By the way, George, To Catch a Predator started in 2004, ended in 2007, and the reason To Catch a Predator was canceled was a person who was caught killed himself, so he didn't get fired, George. The first episode premiered in Long Island and not Beverly Hills, which is another thing you claimed.
Turn that shit off.
The people in Hollywood.
Well, he made a video.
I know what. He did a video and he's full of shit.
I mean, why are you mad at him for doing a video?
He's a fountain of misinformation.
But isn't that what we do?
George calling Sean a fountain of misinformation in that video is hilarious, considering the stuff Gigi said about To Catch a Predator and Hansen in his tirade was bullshit. He said that the show ended because Hansen was fired, he messed up the location of the first sting, and how many years it was on the air. The best part is that Gigi obviously read a wiki article about Chris and To Catch a Predator before he made the video, but because his reading comprehension is so poor, and he was probably so angry reading it that his tiny brain fucked it all up when he went back to regurgitate it out.
You make a video, and I make a video, and then they make a video, and we just make a bunch of videos.
What's the purpose of him poking his queer ass out of the hole? I want to know.
He's mocking you again.
Well, what is the purpose of him popping his queer ass when he has fucking a gobbler for a fucking neck?
Sean Green said George Jarrett accusing the entire entertainment industry that exists in Los Angeles as sexual predators and pedophiles is entirely unreasonable. Also, George does not seem to understand that Beverly Hills and Hollywood are two different districts within Los Angeles County. He has
whatever.
He has no
fucking
idea.
The same Hollywood. Okay, same shit. I've been out there before, and when I went out to Hollywood, have you ever been out to Los Angeles?
No.
I've been out there. I've been out of Los Angeles. You know the first thing I see out there? People fucking holding signs. People holding signs in the middle of the street.
The balls on this motherfucker to talk down about homeless people holding signs when Gigi was a step away from that at this point in his life, and still is to this day.
Okay? That's the most poverty-stricken area right there, right in Hollywood. Fucking Hollywood, right near the big sign.
Chris Perron has made a bunch of makes a bunch of comments.
Did he really?
Let's see here. Let's see. I'm in the Discord now. It's a shame. You dummy said it's a shame no one on Hoarders isn't on Cameo. You know, Mike Paxton lives here in Richmond.
Who's that?
The host of he was the extreme cleaning specialist on Hoarders. I ran into him with his wife and kids in a Target. And Danny and I'm like, we fucking know this person really well.
Okay.
And couldn't figure out why. And then we realized it was him. Found him on Facebook.
Okay, whatever.
Let's see. Todd Bridges is on there too. Chris has so many materials.
Todd Bridges.
Yeah, they're going to get more people. They're going to.
Todd Bridges. Todd Bridges. Who's that? You mean on Different Strokes?
Yeah, they're going to get all these celebrities to do this shit. And they're just going to use patron money to get celebrities to attack you over and over. I think it's flattering. You should.
What are you talking about?
I think it's flattering if they're willing to spend this much money to get.
You know what? And that's where you lose credibility once again.
Why? You should be. Think about it, George. They're spending all this money, and other celebrities are talking about you.
That's when you lose credibility. When you start saying that shit.
You don't find that flattering at all.
Okay, I gotta go. Okay, just forget about it. Okay, forget whatever. I'm not listening.
What are you mad at me for, George? Why am I the enemy?
When you open your mouth, you insert foot.
George, you're an entertainer. They're
I'm not.
entertainers.
Okay, listen. When you open your mouth, you insert foot, and you talk out of your bunghole. Seriously.
The charges were dropped against Chris Hansen, by the way.
No, they weren't.
They were too.
Okay, well, he did jail time, so fuck him.
He was arrested, yes, but he was released on bond.
He did jail time last year, January of last year.
George, you always think that everybody's against you. Chris Hansen's just an entertainer taking advantage of the entertainment. You're not. Why won't you do it?
I don't take bribes, so I don't take fucking money to insult people that I don't know. I don't take money to insult people that I don't know and troll people. I don't do that. When they attack me, well, it's a brand new ballgame. When they attack me or somebody that I care about, keep bringing up the shit, then that's when I do something about it. That's when I say something about it.
Wheeler dealing, son of a gun, announcing the fact that I'm available on Cameo. Call out the Nature Boy. I will shout out happy birthdays. I will tell you if you're the man or you're not the man. I will light your life. Remember, the founder of swag.
He sounds so drunk and fucked up.
Wait, what are you talking about, man? That man is a entertainer. He's 70-some years old. He is the Nature Boy.
But how mad are you going to be when he says that George Alexander Yarrett is not the man?
All right, I'm going to hang up on you right now.
Why are you angry with me? Because they're doing funny shit.
No, they're not. No, because I'm getting sick of this shit. Okay?
They did one of me, too, for Chris Hansen.
What are you talking about?
There's one for me, too.
What do you mean there's one for you?
Chris Hansen, they did one for me.
Okay. They did one for you. What do you mean they did one for you?
Yeah, Chris Hansen, they did one of them, too. I'll email it to you.
None of the goons ordered a Chris Hansen cameo for Saunders. Saunders bought it for himself and acted like we did it.
Well, look, that man's a crook, okay? So I'm not worried about what that man's a fucking crook. You were saying let's go and sue him.
And I still do.
Let's go ahead and sue the guy, right?
Oh, I didn't know it was fake.
It's not fake.
I mean, I didn't know it was George, you can't sue him for defamation. You could try, but it's Chris Hansen.
I don't give a damn what he is. He used my name, and he used a deceased girlfriend of mine. So yeah, he is suable.
Well, how did they get the information?
Listen, I gotta go. I'm not. He opened his mouth. He used my full name, and he used my deceased girlfriend's name. How do you think?
I mean, George, I'm not the enemy.
Well, you say shit to come off across that way. You say shit to come off like that.
I mean, George, you're just making me out to be I'm the only one that helps you.
Well, what have you done in pertaining to this?
Nothing, except talk to you. I haven't heard anything from Will Mauchline. If they want
you were in conversation with them who say you're not now. And why do you keep bringing up that Flair the cameo thing? I knew about that months before you knew anything about that.
I didn't know about it until yesterday. Or the day before when I told you.
Okay, all right, so what's the point of that? What's the point of that?
I didn't do it. Will Mauchline did it.
Look,
he said in the video Will Mauchline did it, and that Marty McFly and Will Mauchline got Hansen to do it.
Yeah, well, he's opened himself up to a lawsuit, hasn't he?
Well, why don't we sue him? I'm not afraid of the goons. They don't scare me.
They don't scare me neither. Don't scare me one damn bit.
Yeah, the goons don't scare you. That's why you hit a goon con, refuse to file another lawsuit, hide your shows when you do public access, and have to hide behind the police anytime you think someone has done something to you. Big tough GG.
I mean, George, there comes a time where you have to look inside yourself and ask how much more of this you're going to take.
I'm not taking it.
Then let's do something. How come every time I give you a chance to do something, you always tell me I'm stupid and dumb?
You have an alternative motive.
What is it?
What do you think it is?
You haven't seemed to figure it out yet.
You have an alternative motive like you've done before. Same shit. All right, look, I gotta talk to some people right now. I'm looking at some cars right now.
Are you aware of the snow?
Yeah, I'm aware of the snow.
Do you have a nice pair of boots?
It's not going to snow. It's going to be a dusting.
Do you have a nice pair of boots?
No.
What size boot do you wear?
I don't want a boot, okay? I've got 4 pairs of shoes I'm happy with. Dress shoes, the Timberlands that I'm wearing, and 2 other pairs of shoes. So I'm good.
Those are good boots.
It's not a boot. It's a Timberland. It's not a boot.
Yeah, but it's a very good, durable shoe.
Yeah, it is.
Well, George, I don't want you to be miserable.
I don't think about them as much as they think about me. See, it seems like every time I do a video that Sean Brennan feels the need to do a video, which is pretty fucked up.
How many likes? How many views?
I'm not even talking about him, and he seems to, when I do a video, he seems to feel the need to do a video himself. So that's pretty mental. Pretty mental. I thought he died. I thought he fucking died over his own vomit.
You really don't like him.
What do you think?
I mean, George, I've told you I'm willing to help you, but you're just going to let it go on. You're going to look the gift horse in the mouth, not take it, and get upset with me when they have Ric Flair tell you you're not the man. And you mad at me.
I'm the man. I'm always the man. Okay? When the nurses looked up when I was born, they said, "Leave this one alone," because they could tell right away that I was bad to the bone. Okay? Bad to the bone. All right?
I sent you my Chris Hansen video.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, look, I'm looking at some cars now, and I'm gonna talk to this guy.
Are you doing Amazon this evening?
No, I'm not doing that. No.
Well, if you got time in between dashing, why don't you stop by?
I don't know what I'm doing right now. Okay, my top priority right now is trying to find another car. That's my top priority.
Well, I'm sure I can help you with that.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I mean, I can help you find an affordable car. Like I told you, Richard knows people. Richard deals with this guy off Jeff Davis that even if it breaks down, he'll fix it. He takes not Jeff Davis, it's off Hall Street. He's a white guy with a car dealership.
Richard is Saunders' cousin. He's some slack-jawed yokel idiot that appears in one of the calls with Saunders. You can hear him talking to George. Kind of looks like Cousin Mose from The Office, except a lot more ugly and stupid.
Okay, well, they need a deposit. My credit is shot to hell.
They don't care about that. I think it's like I think Richard paid $200 or $300 down and walked out the door. It's in-house financing.
Yeah, well, but the in-house financing, that's where they fucking clamp it on you.
Richard pays $150 every 2 weeks. That's it. That's his car payment.
It needs to be monthly. All right, let me. This guy's looking at me, so let me walk in here. Got a nice Mercedes here. I'm gonna look at. So, all right, let me go.
I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, bye.
Woo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for another episode of the True Narrative Commentary. I'm still open to suggestions for Saunders calls, so throw the title of it that you find in a drive in the comment section and I'll take a listen and see if I can do it. And quick update about the channel, I'd say I have about a month or so left to fill its voice messages before I'm out. And then I have a video planned to go over my catfish of Kristen's, quote, brother, Mike Hefferman. I'll be working on that with Boston Soul. It doesn't have anything to do with Gigi very much, but if you hate Kristen and are interested in seeing what a truly neglectful and shitty parent she is, tune in because that'll be exposed. That being said, I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Have a good rest of the week and see you next time.